Deborah Carr. We will return with tonight's movie following this intermission.
Nature doesn't always smile on the California raisin harvest, but this year it did. The crop wasn't just big, it was enormous. Imagine, billions upon billions of sweet, natural raisins. One of the most remarkable harvests in history. But even more remarkable yet is what all this abundance means to you. The lowest raisin prices in 6 years. California raisins. Enjoy the abundance.
Like most big department stores, we're having our seasonal year-end 99-cent over invoice sale. Even the biggest discount department stores get caught with too much stock on hand. Every new 84 model in stock, and there are over 200 left, will be sold this weekend at just 99 cents over dealer invoice. They look almost exactly like the 85s, but cost hundreds to thousands less. Low down, low payments. Choose from the last 200 and get here while you have the choice. Top dollar for your trades and great financing available.
Renton Chrysler-Plymouth will put you in the lead.
Take 30 seconds to pick our next governor by the issues. Should we cut the sales tax? Spellman? Yes. Gardner? No. Should we unionize the state patrol? Spellman? No. Gardner? Yes. Should we unionize our college professors? Spellman? No. Gardner? Yes. Should we have a state income tax? Spellman? No. Gardner? Yes. Those are the issues. Don't gamble on Gardner. Elect John Spellman.
Hi, I'm Dale Ward, chairman of Initiative 456 in the state of Washington. The backers of Initiative 456 are dedicated to achieving equal rights for everyone in the use of Washington state's natural resources. I know in the coming months you will be faced with a barrage of emotional and sometimes misleading claims by our opponents. However, I urge you to strongly support the mandate for change signaled by 200,000 plus Washington state voters who signed Initiative 456. If you believe in equal rights to fish, support Initiative 456.
You know, in the original stage version, Gertrude Lawrence played the part which Deborah Carr plays in the film, the school teacher, and beautifully. I think Deborah Carr does a wonderful job, too. The numbers like Shall We Dance, Getting to Know You, Hello Young Lovers, have become part of the musical language, although it remains true that Richard Rodgers has always said, a little sardonically, that all composers are busy with arrangements on the same 7 notes. That kind of delimits it, but it kind of is a first relation to, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And he certainly knows how to say it. Hammerstein's memorable lines are innumerable. The corn is as high as an elephant's eye. Now, come on, that's a pretty good lyric. The hills are alive with the sound of music. Some enchanted evening you may see a stranger cross a crowded room. All stories in one line of lyric. I'm going to wash that man right out of my hair. Remember Mary Martin? Wow, that was a smash. Or There's Nothing Like a Dame from South Pacific. But if there were nothing else, only one song, Old Man River, that old man river, he must know something, but he don't say nothing. Wouldn't that be enough for fame everlasting? We'll return in a moment to The King and I, starring Yul Brynner.
This year, over 2 million people in Washington will rip up their phone books. New Gold Pages discount coupons in the Yellow Pages.
What do I do with my leftover lasagna? I give it to a panhandler.
New panhandlers, steelless wool detergent pads, clean and shine like steel wool, but last longer because they don't rust, splinter, or easily fall apart.
Bravissimo!
See?
Airwick asked a panel of expert noses which is better, Carpet Fresh or Arm & Hammer, at eliminating pet odors.
Carpet Fresh.
Smoking odors.
Carpet Fresh.
Musty odors.
Carpet Fresh.
Preferred by expert noses in 93% of the tests.
Carpet Fresh.
You're very proud of that license plate holder, aren't you?
Very.
How come?
Because of what it says.
What's that?
Oh, service, smiles, follow-through.
Where?
Confidence, satisfaction, happiness.
Wait.
Yes?
Where does it say that?
It's all in the name, of course.
Of course.
The following is a paid announcement.
Hi, I'm Steve Largent. You know, there's an old saying that goes, there's only two things that are certain, death and paying taxes. I'd like to talk to you a moment about both, death and taxes. The death of the unborn child and the taxes that you and I pay for state-funded abortions. In 1983, there were over 4,000 state-funded abortions, costing Washington state taxpayers, you and I, $1.28 million. In a recent independent poll, it was discovered that 65% of the people feel that abortion is morally wrong. Yet, in a state of Washington, abortion funding is compulsory. As shocking as it may seem, our tax dollars are being used to fund abortions for a woman's pregnancy at any time during the first 6 months of her pregnancy. Paying taxes is certain, but the death of the unborn child doesn't have to be. Please vote yes on Initiative 471. Vote yes on Initiative 471.
The preceding was a paid announcement.
Q13, the Northwest's own movie channel, KCPQ.
To fully enjoy tonight's presentation of The King and I, tune your radio to KBRD 104 FM stereo. We will return to tonight's Best of Hollywood presentation of The King and I, starring Yul Brynner and Deborah Carr, following this brief intermission.
Take 30 seconds to pick our next governor by the issues. Should we cut the sales tax? Spellman? Yes. Gardner? No. Should we unionize the state patrol? Spellman? No. Gardner? Yes. Should we unionize our college professors? Spellman? No. Gardner? Yes. Should we have a state income tax? Spellman? No. Gardner? Yes. Those are the issues. Don't gamble on Gardner. Elect John Spellman.
It's Joe Albertsons supermarket.
So I'm never afraid to buzz the butcher. Oh, hi, Pat.
It's Joe Albertsons supermarket. So I get to host the guys' card game week after week. How come it's always at your house? They like my cooking.
It's Joe Albertsons supermarket.
I gotta have some more lemons, quick.
So we go out of our way for you.
Here's news of an important test. 125 people brushed their teeth, and the winner? New Arm & Hammer Dental Care, the baking soda tooth powder with fluoride and fresh mint taste. Leaves your teeth feeling cleaner than the leading toothpaste.
Definitely cleaner.
Removes plaque, yet it's gentle as toothpaste. Dental Care helps neutralize and deodorize plaque acid, and teeth feel cleaner.
Definitely cleaner.
Brush with Arm & Hammer Dental Care tooth powder, the new advance in oral health care.
Don't move. Don't even think about watching anything else. It's Charles Bronson week, and he's got a one-track mind. Monday, he battles Anthony Quinn in Guns for San Sebastian. Tuesday, he fixes things for good as the mechanic. Wednesday, a posse tracks him through Chatto's land. Thursday, he passes up a bank job for love from noon till 3. And Friday, he becomes involved in a raid on Entebbe. Charles Bronson week starts Monday, November 12th at 8 on Q13.
Watching Yul Brynner, my recollection of him in a dramatic part, I made a film as a young producer called Invitation to a Gunfighter, in which he played a gunfighter. He's a swashbuckler. He's a very broad actor, and he was made for this part in King and I. It's as though it were written in ages past and held until Yul Brynner came along to play it, with the bald head. I think that in drama, it was courageous of him to make the change and probably arrogant of me. I have sometimes failed with cross-casting, as it were. You know, Judy Garland didn't sing in the 2 films I made with her, and Gene Kelly didn't dance in Inherit the Wind, and Astaire didn't dance in On the Beach. So that's sort of a piece of arrogant casting in which you hope the cross-cast will make impact. I think that Brynner made some impact in Invitation to a Gunfighter, playing a heavy, really, and a more restrained role, but nothing like the success, the smash the stardom of The King and I. Well, we'll return in a moment to The King and I, starring Yul Brynner.
The handshake, the symbol of a binding contract between honorable people. Initiative 456 would have us break contracts that have stood for 130 years. It's unconstitutional. It's dishonorable. It will cost billions. Initiative 456 has been soundly condemned by religious leaders, elected leaders, and honest people throughout Washington. Vote against 456, the condemned initiative.
Me really worry about denture loose spots? Why? I use new Fixodent.
Fixodent, and forget it.
Denture wearers can't eat everything, but Fixodent has a hold that really makes a difference.
Fixodent, and forget it. Fixodent helps fix loose spots, and now it's improved. It works even better to hold stronger and longer with less ooze.
I'm worried about teeth. Could I do this?
Use new improved Fixodent, and forget it.
Remember the taste of good times, friend. Remember the taste of s'mores. Remember the taste.
It's back again.
In a granola bar called s'mores. Remember the taste of marshmallow friend with graham and chocolate galore. Remember the taste.
It's back again.
In a granola bar called s'mores. Remember the taste of good times, friend. Remember the taste of s'mores. Remember the taste.
It's back again.
In a granola bar called s'mores. Remember the taste. It's back again. In a granola bar called s'mores.
Ralston brand s'mores chewy granola bars.
Hey, Dad, let's go vote. You old enough? Are we still voting Democrat? Why? Because under the Republicans, taxes are down, the economy's strong, and there's a good feeling in the country. Democrats still control the House. And aren't they promising higher taxes? I don't want things to go back the way they were. So are we still voting Democrat? When you close that curtain, who knows? Thanks, Dad.
Vote your future Republican.
Monday at 7, Rossi investigates a reporter who's just a little too lucky getting stories.
You were spying on her? Oh, my God.
Lou Grant.
KCPQ.
We now return to tonight's special presentation of The King and I, starring Deborah Carr and Yul Brynner. We will return with the conclusion of tonight's presentation of The King and I, starring Yul Brynner and Deborah Carr, following this brief intermission.
Traffic can be a hassle, so I depend on radio to improve my mood. With all the noise and hustle, I need a station with a quiet, relaxing sound. I listen to KBRD at FM 104. No other station gives me less chatter and more soothing music than KBRD. They call KBRD relaxing radio, and I agree. You can't beat the traffic, but you sure can improve your mood by tuning to FM 104. KBRD.
Take a break, America.
Okay! Is it time to bake a Nestle Toll House cookie? Breaks so warm and rich and chewy. That chocolate's heaven to me. America's favorite cookie break.
Toll House cookies. Warm, fresh, and oozing with chocolate. You can only bake them with Nestle Toll House Morsels in the original recipe.
Isn't it time to bake the only cookie that makes? I'm busy. America's favorite cookie break.
Confucius! Wait till you see what Tender Vittles did for you.
Introducing Pick-a-Pouch. Now you can buy Tender Vittles brand cat food just like you buy cans. One at a time.
That's it, Confucius. Pick. You like the gourmet dinner, huh? You like picking pouches instead of cans. Pick more flavors.
Now, instead of cans, your cat can pick great Tender Vittles flavors by the pouch.
You like the beef, huh? Good.
Pick Pick-a-Pouch. New from Tender Vittles.
Confucius, you picked them all.
The question of a woman's right to choose is a difficult moral decision for society, but it's an even harder and more painful decision for the woman who actually faces an unwanted pregnancy. Don't compound the suffering by denying help to those who need it most. Don't pick on the poor. Don't victimize the victims of rape and incest, poverty and abandonment. The law as it stands is compassionate. The law as it stands actually saves millions and millions of your tax dollars. Vote no, Initiative 471.
You know, with the tremendous success of Rodgers and Hammerstein, I suppose we can afford to recall the tremendous success of Rodgers and Hart. You know, Pal Joey was a show for which Mary Hart wrote the lyrics on Broadway. When it came to Hollywood, there was a big switch made, and it really was made over his violent objection. Pal Joey was a story of a hoofer, and it was a kind of show which just screamed for Gene Kelly, who played it on the stage. When it came to Hollywood, they changed the whole thing around. Frank Sinatra took the lead, and while he hoofed a little bit, it was a story of a singer, not a hoofer, which changed his balance. Now, isn't it funny for an audience? There's something about the life, attitude, training of a hoofer which is different from that of a singer. You just have to accept that, and I think the change was not for the better here. Well, we'll return in a moment with the conclusion of The King and I, starring Yul Brynner.
Monday at 7, Rossi investigates a reporter who's just a little too lucky getting stories.
You were spying on her? Oh, my God.
Hugh Grant. Tuesday.
Open the door or I'll blow your head off.
Walter Matthau has 1 hour to raise $1 million and save the passengers on a subway.
This city hasn't got $1 million.
We're running out of time. We're running out of time. After this is over, you should seek out psychiatric help.
Robert Shaw.
I'll shoot another hostage.
Pelham 1, 2, 3's in motion.
The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. Tuesday night at 8 on Q13.
You are one of the finest gymnastic teams in the nation, and I'm very proud of you.
This is Jack Klugman, next on Quincy. No sign of any broken neck. That's what killed your daughter.
Drugs?
Well, someone's responsible, all right.
For her having a tumor?
For supplying her with amphetamines.
I'm really sorry, Miss Hart, but I'm quitting the team.
I think that would be a mistake. She knows everything. If she says anything to anyone, we're all finished.
Quincy, Monday at 5 on Q13.
It's election time in Melonville, and FCTV will be keeping you informed.
We'll be covering the hotly contested race for mayor between incumbent Tommy Shanks and Vic Hedges.
Hey, I made a lot of mistakes in my personal life, and I'll probably make mistakes as mayor, but I'll tell you one thing. If I do make a mistake, you're going to know about it.
And we'll be closely following that very crucial race for a city council seat between Libby Wolfson and Robert Wellesley.
All on FCTV.
FCTV, Monday night at 10:30 on Q13.
Wednesday.
Crimean gold. Mother of God. That's 25,000 pounds, isn't it?
Witness the greatest heist of all time.
Utterly impossible, gentlemen. The thief would have to get all 4 keys. 2 are locked away by the station manager. 1 is in the hands of our president, Mr. Edgar Trent.
I don't know where Mr. Trent keeps his key, but I know of the 4th, for I am myself entrusted with guarding it.
Sean Connery, Donald Sutherland, The Great Train Robbery. Wednesday night at 8 on Q13.
KCPQ.
We now return with the conclusion of tonight's special presentation of The King and I, starring Yul Brynner and Deborah Carr.